First time I ever heard that term was me and my father watching a documentary on the Bronx. It was always in my head about the fires and all that stuff, and they were showing the nice parts of the Bronx, or what it used to look like, and I was confused. How could something that's burning now be like the epitome of class, like the Grand Concourse and, you know, the parks and Marshall Parkway and all these things? I couldn't understand. And so I just said to my father, I said, well, I don't understand how this could all be. He turned to me and says, 100 years ago, this was all farmland. And he says this was all grasslands. And that name just stuck with me, Grasslands. And, you know, because I just saw the concrete jungle. I saw everything burning and, you know, all that stuff. And Grasslands sounded, you know, sounded pure, at the time, sounded pure and innocent to me. In the back of Pelham Bay Park, along Pelham Parkway, by the water. And that was a dumping area. When I was a kid, that was seagulls and dumping, and the trucks used to go and dump all that stuff in there. And in that radius of the Long Island Sound, City Island, Pelham Bay Country Club, Throgs Neck, Edgewater, and all that stuff, cancer just spreads throughout these neighborhoods, and everybody points to the dump. So what the detective says, what Arthur Nascarella says in the film is about, and that's exactly what they did. They filled it in, and they put a blanket of grass over it. And it looks nice. I mean, you go there now, you would never know. You know, I wanted the Bronx to be a character. I wanted it to stand out, and I didn't want to show any typical places or things that people would know, like, you know, the Yankee stadiums or street corners or something that was in the past. I wanted everything to be fresh. And when we shot on Bronx Park East by the train station, I played baseball, high school baseball, and it was right there. And we used to come walking up in the train. I always found that to be a fascinating shot. So even back then, you know, 25 years ago, I was looking at things differently. And we shot at the monument in Pelham Bay Park, which was, I grew up in that park. That monument always fascinated me. Just you know, someone, you know, that at the top, you know, the handout and stuff. It's a World War. It says the Great War Monument because it was erected, I believe, in 1932. So there wasn't a World War II, so they called it the Great War. And, you know, for the Bronx soldiers, the Bronx people that gave their lives, and it just always fascinated me. And I said, well, if I get the opportunity to film something, this is one of the locations. An influence on that for me was I'm an Alfred Hitchcock fan, and I wanted, the way he used locations, I tried to shoot around locations. I wanted that feel for it, and, you know, to be cinematic and to give the Bronx a character, make it a character.